All right, we're back up and running. Hope everyone's doing all right. Had to get my bearings there a little bit. Um, it's funny the kids right now because it's like warm and you know uh, like you can be outside and have human life. The kids are crazy right now. They're just running. They're running rampant. I'm like, holy crap! It's just been crazy, man. So they're ringing the doorbell. Their couple kids were ringing and running away, and I'm like, guys, what's going on? Making the dogs bark. So, anyways, we've got severe weather breaking out here this afternoon across a large portion of the country, and actually, believe it or not, we even have some strong storms and much needed rainfall going on across portions of Florida right now, even a tornado warning near Lake Mary over there in Florida, severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Going back up here across a large portion of the country from Illinois to eastern Missouri, Little Rock, northeast Texas, a line of thunderstorms producing severe thunderstorm warnings, really a wall of wind here right now. And as we go throughout the evening, we're going to continue to see this line mature, move off to the east, and offer up the potential for storms to be pretty nasty, really. We're going to turn on our drawing tool here. You see there's just a line of storms stretching all the way from northeast Texas into portions of Illinois. This line in general is going to be moving off to the east northeast tonight. It'll probably be located somewhere right here around the 10 p.m. time frame Eastern. All right. 10 Eastern is when we would expect to see that line make its way east into Indianapolis, Nashville, northwestern portions of Alabama, or northeastern portions there of Mississippi. All right. So again, we do have severe thunderstorm warnings that have come. They've been coming out here pretty rapidly over the course of the last several hours, or the last hour, if you will. And really, just about everywhere along this line now has a severe thunderstorm warning, whether it's for 60-mile-per-hour winds or hail, like you see down here across portions of southwestern Arkansas. That's probably what the main risk is down there. All right, as we zoom in here, we do have a tornado warning that is in effect here just north and west of Little Rock. And we're looking at that particular storm, the area of rotation located right here, and it's kind of moving off to the east and to the northeast a little bit, and getting into Conway, Worcester, then Greenbrier, Louisiana. Okay, so that tornado warning, again, right now it is a radar indicated tornado. It's going to go until 5:15 Central Time. It's moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So this line will it'll be moving roughly at 45 to 55 miles per hour tonight as it moves off to the north and east. Okay. Going forward here, let's go back to this and take a look here. Let's see what's happening. Purdue will lose the first round of the tournament to Miami of Ohio. Wow, we must have some problems with Purdue. I haven't seen what's going on with it. Purdue basketball never ceases to amaze me. We'll go on. Look at this up here to the north and west of this. We have snow on the north side of the system, which is remarkable. It's wind, 50 mile per hour wind with snow across portions of central Iowa. Check this out here. And you can see the heavy banding, kind of the colorful, smooth striations of snow and ice, sleet mixing in here near Milwaukee. Look at this over here towards northern Michigan. There's actually ice storm warnings out across northern Michigan right now. And so, this is just storms, you name it, it's bringing with it its fair share of weather across the country here this afternoon, this evening. So a couple of questions here, folks asking how is timing and strength doing compared to the forecast? Overall, it's doing pretty good. I mean, everything right now generally behaving in a way we thought it would. If anything, the line is probably performing a little ahead of schedule in terms of intensity, perhaps. I want to zoom in right now. We do have a tornado warning that has now been issued for the St. Louis metro area. Let's get right into this. Go to the local radar. Again, you can see a tornado warning now in effect for the St. Louis metro area, central St. Louis County and east central Missouri, St. Louis City and east central Missouri, until 5:15 Central. At 4:47, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located along the line from Olivet to Sunset Hills, moving east at 45 miles per hour. So we can kind of time this out for you and figure out who's out ahead in this. All right, again, that tornado warning coming right into the St. Louis metro area. And we'll take this out here 42 minutes, but look at this. St. Louis, 5:07, that's going to be a central time arrival. So anytime you see on here, subtract an hour, all right? But listen, St. Louis metro, tornado warning. Yeah, gosh, nonetheless, this is coming right in at let's see, about 45 miles per hour. Here's what I'm going to do real quick. I am going to come over here. Let me come over here real quick and minimize this. I want to go into where I can get, zoom this in. I'm going to get a velocity scan up and going here. Give me just a moment, guys. Single site radar. We'll zoom this in into St. Louis Metro, and let's get come over here to high res velocity scans. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to switch my screen share here, guys. Come over here real quick, so I can scan the show you the velocity scans getting into the St. Louis area here. We'll come over here with this one. Window, we'll come to this window here. There we go. All right, so you can kind of see what the area here of concern is. As you can see right here, just west of the St. Louis Metro, there's actually a couple of areas of rotation here along this line. And that these QLCS type tornadoes, that's what they do. Inside this quasi-linear convective system, it's kind of broken up and down that line. And these things like to rotate quickly, spin up quick, spin down quick, in multiple locations across the line. So crazy to see this getting right into the St. Louis metro area. That tornado warning is going to go here for, again, the next 23 minutes. It is a radar indicated tornado for now, but we are going to continue to watch this. I'm going to pull up an additional scan here on the left so I can show you just the reflectivity of this. As you can see it moving into St. Louis. Yeah, so interesting. That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe turn your volume up. Shouldn't be low. Should have good sound. Anybody else having an audio issue? Saying they can barely hear me? It doesn't make any sense. Nonetheless, let's zoom this back out here. We do have another new tornado warning now. So some of these tornado warnings are starting to ramp up a little bit here. Let's see here. Come into, turn the radar on. We'll come back here. Yeah, that one's going to go into boy, they're not being very friendly on this. Yeah, this tornado warning here coming into southern Missouri, so just west of Van Buren. That one's going to go for 37 minutes, and it is indication of some hail. Audio is good, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Indication of some hail being possible, but really the out ahead of this too, the wind damage getting into eastern, southwestern portions of Missouri there, just west of Poplar Bluff. You can see the wind damage threat listed at considerable and the potential for 70 mile per hour winds. So starting to see this thing try to come alive a little bit and indicate, getting into St. Louis Metro. Again, we'll go back to that one. That's a nasty storm headed right downtown St. Louis. Be there here within the next really 10 minutes or so. Pretty nasty look there as you see moving into St. Louis. Yeah, bunch of say hello to our friend Chris Justice here. We're chatting with Chris. We've got some really fun stuff in the works. I'm hoping so. Looking great. We're watching South Carolina, North Carolina closely. Looks rough for millions tonight and tomorrow. Yeah, Chris, absolutely, especially for the potential of a day 2 moderate risk. It certainly is going to be a very busy next, really 24 hours here, 24 to 36 hours, as this whole system just really gets its act together and starts to move off to the east impacting, gosh, just millions and millions of people here. All right, let me go back over here to the Clarity platform and pull this back up again. You can see that entering right into the St. Louis metro area. Just nasty leading edge there, not only for the potential for the tornado warning, but also damaging straight line winds certainly going to be the possibility there. Let me pull this back out here again. You can see tornado watch is covering several states here. I think I counted 9 states earlier ago here for tornado watches. But just zoom out here just real quick in the expansiveness of this storm, just impacting snow and ice from Michigan into Wisconsin, Minneapolis over to Iowa, Missouri. You can see snow squall warnings have been issued across portions of central Missouri. Look at these heavy snow squalls working through Missouri. To see a snow squall warning, you don't see that very often. Dangerous snow squall located along a line extending from near Galt to Waverly, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Rapidly falling visibilities and wind gusts greater than 35 miles per hour across central Missouri. So they dealt with strong storms, and then going into turning to snow, it's like, man, it's like boom. And Chris says, have you ever seen a severe event that turns snowy this quickly? I can't recall seeing one go from severe weather to snow this fast. March 2nd, 2012, the Henryville tornado outbreak, where we had the EF4 go through Henryville, we did have the tornado come through, and then the next day there was an inch of snow on the ground. That did happen then, but I can't recall one since then. And what's interesting, there are some similarities to that 2012 pattern right now, especially from a heat wave perspective in the central and southwestern U.S., all right? So a lot of folks coming in wondering about timing. I'm going to go over that here real quick with you and kind of show you the latest on this with what's going to continue to happen here, because here's where we are basically right now. This is 6 o'clock Eastern. You see this thing kind of firing up, but note it's missing. Look, go over here to current radar. Note how it's already at before 6 o'clock, and we have this snow in central Missouri. And the simulated radar product here, not doing a great job at seeing that off the bat. It gets it, but it's about an hour or two later. So that cold Arctic air is rushing in quickly. And the idea here that like our friend Chris had mentioned just a moment ago, with how quickly this can transition from storms to snow, is probably the fastest transition I think I really can recall in my 14-ish years of coverage with this. Here's 10 o'clock tonight Eastern. Again, look at just the expansiveness here from central Michigan through central Indiana, going into Kokomo, Indy, Bloomington, Evansville, west of Nashville, getting into northwestern portions of Mississippi. You can just see the expansive nature in this coverage. All right, let's see. Sorry, I just responded to a text here. Let's see. So going forward here, this is 10 o'clock tonight, and you can see how this changes over very quickly there into Illinois. There's 11 p.m. and midnight. It should be east of Indy, getting into Louisville at midnight, getting into Nashville, Tennessee. Check out that nasty line of storms coming right in around midnight. Murfreesboro, Tennessee, going into northwestern portions of Alabama, Huntsville, on the doorstep there of Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, and Columbus, Mississippi. But it's all the way down into Mississippi, southwestern Mississippi near Hattiesburg. I mean, just the sheer miles of coverage here from this squall line, and potentially not only squall line but derecho even. If we can see the severe weather reports start to stack up, you may classify that as potentially a derecho. Here's what we've seen already in reports thus far. We have had, of course, the map doesn't want to. Let's try again. Okay, you don't want to show me the map? There we go. Thus far, we've had 10 wind reports in Missouri. We've had 3 hail reports. No tornado reports yet. So this is just now firing up. This is, as of 5 minutes ago. But we're starting to see those severe weather reports fire up. What we'd have to see is a concentration of severe wind reports for a certain number of miles in a certain distance from north to south. That's not out of the question. As the line starts to fire up, we'll see those severe weather reports increase. But it's certainly impressive to see this many severe thunderstorm warnings so far. Looks like we do have a new tornado warning here. Let's get down into tornado warning indicated there in southwestern Missouri. This is a nasty part of this storm coming into Van Buren. I've actually chased tornadoes through Van Buren before, believe it or not, long time ago in a previous life. But severe thunderstorm warning, damage threat considerable, 70-mile-per-hour winds, but also a tornado warning for the next 44 minutes down there in southeastern Missouri, getting in near to the Poplar Bluff area as well. Going back over here to the St. Louis metro area, again, this is as of just 5:58. This storm probably pretty ominous looking on cameras, if I had to guess. I would imagine a look here and live St. Louis. Let's check it out. Let's just look here. You could probably find one, a live St. Louis sky camera, to see what it's looking like moving into St. Louis skyline from Clayton, downtown airport. Let's check it out here real quick. Not exactly as ominous looking as I thought it would look there. That's not terrible. Let's see. Of course, the website's like camera's missing in action. Yeah, anyways, it's probably a dreary look there coming into downtown St. Louis right now for sure. You are in that tornado warning. Big expansion in the severe thunderstorm warning just issued for all really there of western Illinois now. Let's zoom that back out on the east side of St. Louis Metro, now into western Illinois. And again, if we look at this, we have this storm moving east at 40 miles per hour, but we just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Madison County, Monroe County, St. Clair County, St. Charles County, eastern St. Louis County, and central Missouri. That's going to go until 5:45 central. 60-mile-per-hour winds, small hail. I can time this out for you. Again, it's moving, let's see here, what was that? Speed east at 40 miles per hour. Go over here, we'll put in 40. Let's see, turn that on. And we'll do a linear track of this. And, again, guys, it's going to plot in Eastern time. But nonetheless, just deduct an hour, move it out like this, 40 miles per hour. And this is the arrival time. Okay, so if you are in, let's say, Edwardsville, Illinois, that's a 5:24 arrival time. Or if you're in Breeze or Germantown or New Baden, just go 1 hour prior. You're at 5:53 Central, 6:07 Central, 7:06 Central there. And you can kind of see the path as it's moving forward with that large severe thunderstorm warning now into portions of southwestern Illinois. Another, let's see what we have here. Another severe thunderstorm warning now into getting just north of Springfield, Illinois. Okay, this one's going to go for the next 26 minutes. It's moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. These across the north might be this one at 50 miles per hour, and we'll draw out here. We'll time this one out because it's impacting a large area here of Illinois, and it's severe warned. So we'll take it out kind of like this, and you can see its impacts now. Again, all right, Decatur, Illinois, that says 7:09. It's 6:09 Central. Just want to make sure we understand that it is a 6:09 Central impact time. Okay. Gosh, I must have lost the stream here. I don't know. I think this wind is making it difficult for me. All right, I might be back. I may have to move locations, guys. I'm streaming from home, and it's Wi-Fi, and it has just been in and out today. And I'm guessing it's because of the wind. So what I probably am going to have to do is move my streaming location to my office. So what I'm going to do is I may have Matt Griffin come on and take over for this. So I'm going to send him the link real quick so he can take over this stream. And yep, I'll hand it off, and that way I can work my way over there into the office, and him and I can tag team a stream. We're going to bring him in, and I'm going to head over, and as this stuff gets closer to Indiana, I'll certainly be able to get back on this and keep folks posted. So let's see if he makes his way in here. See if I got it. Copy invite link. Let's see if that worked. Okay, so he's going to hop in here. He's going to shift over to the office, and we'll get that up and running. Now, yeah, guys, we're just struggling with internet with where I'm at. The wind is crazy, and I imagine with power going in and out and things like that, we have a more stable internet connection at the office, so we'll shift there. Now, if I still have you, while this is going on, we have extended the tornado warning there in Western Illinois and the east side of St. Louis Metro now. We've extended that tornado warning. That tornado warning is radar indicated still. It is going until 5:45 Central Time, but it is now for southern Madison County in southwestern Illinois and northern St. Clair County in southwestern Illinois, moving east at 45 miles per hour. All right, what I want to do real quick is I want to come over here and show you the velocity scan of that particular tornado warning there on the east side of St. Louis Metro. All right, let me zoom into this and do a dual pane here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the window so you guys can see that. All right, let's do replace window. We'll come over here. Okay, so the east side here of the St. Louis metro area and into western Illinois. Again, this thing here, let's see if we can do a timer for this so you guys can track that as it's moving across the state here, western Illinois. And again, keep in mind that this is an Eastern time, and it will display an Eastern time, but it's a Central time impact. So Glen Corbin 522, Marine 534, Lebanon 530, Highland 539 for the impact of this. And the area I'm watching is right here. Obviously, you can see where the storm may be having a tendency to want to rotate here. As that's moving east, all right, this is going to impact really right along Collinsville. If you're in Collinsville, that's where I would obviously seek shelter. But all along this line, that is where the concern comes in for the tornado here. Let's get out of this and turn that off here so I can. Ooh, we went way north here. Let's zoom out. Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, guys, you're looking at St. Louis on the west and east side, tornado warning there. We'll go back. A couple of other strong and severe thunderstorm warnings there. Southwestern Missouri into the Van Buren area near Doniphan, Missouri. We are looking at the potential for a tornado there as well. That tornado warning is going to go for the next 36 minutes, along with some damaging winds and some hail for sure as well. This part of the storm really, again, getting its act together, getting into Illinois. It's looking pretty nasty, and it's organized, and it's certainly leaving down its fair share of warnings. Look at some of the returns here with how strong the reflectivity is. That certainly concerns me for hail as well, all right, and just very, very heavy rain too. So right now in terms of rotation, boy, that one looks really, really nasty. The rotation there getting into Mullenbrooks, Horseshoe Lake State Park, Pontoon Beach. And that's a nasty looking storm there. Let's see. Let's get into the. See, I hate when it does this. Yeah, I can't. I don't like this part of this platform. I could click on it and I just get bombarded with all the things that are coming on here. Yeah, so you can see some winds in there. 65 miles per hour there. So that looks like Matt just joined in. Let me get him added in. And there he is.
Howdy, howdy.
Matt Griffin, good evening.
How is it going?
Well, you know, the technology, the internet and stuff, not super cooperative for me this evening.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I'm hoping if I have to jump off and hand over, you'll still stay live.
Right. Yep.
So what I'm going to do real quick before I hand this over to Matt, Matt, I've just been talking about the tornado warning for obviously St. Louis Metro, the east side of St. Louis now as well. And then go back to clarity real quick here. Zoom this out a little bit. Some storms are trying to form out ahead of this.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking a little bit ago. The instability down there is not super great.
Right.
I think in terms of those being a threat in southern Indiana, southern Illinois, western Kentucky right now, I don't necessarily think they are. I think they're just a little bit of a nuisance right now in terms of, unless, you know, versus thunderstorms that could become severe just yet. We do still have the snow squall warnings going on across central Missouri, so you can see the cold air working in very quickly and turning this precip to snow on the backside rather fast. It's pretty interesting to see that nonetheless. Now, one thing I'll say here is before I turn this over, I do anticipate a watch box to be extended east here this evening. I don't see that being really an issue. It's just as the storms get closer. But at this rate, the line it's active, Matt. There's a warning pretty much across every part of the line.
Yeah, I think it's just really a time coming for Indiana. I'm sure they'll continue to issue it east towards Nashville and central Kentucky, Louisville, as well as this line moves to the east. So it's just a matter of time, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just looking here. I know Eric was talking about adding the 15-minute scans in for the HRRR. I don't see it yet.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
And that comes out on clarity. But the latest HRRR, just, you know, looking at it, it does handle the prefrontal stuff pretty good. It is trying to see it. And then it kind of becomes all one big line here. It's impacting, you know, 10, 11 o'clock, still pretty consistent with its timing here, getting into Kokomo, Indy, Louisville, Bowling Green, down to Nashville, over there into portions of Jackson, Mississippi. So, Matt, I'll tell you what, I'm going to, what's that?
I was going to say, I don't think this latest run is that bad at all with the timing it has. Because we were getting about 40 miles per hour, and that puts it, I think when I measured that, around 10:30, 10:40 for Indianapolis, which is exactly what this latest run does. So,
yeah, I agree. If you want to take over screen sharing, Matt.
Yeah, let me
turn this. It might not do this because I have it. Let me do this real quick so I can turn my screen share off.
Okay.
Stop. There you go. All right.
Will the storms weaken or get stronger as they approach the Indy area? I think they'll maintain. If anything, Michael, I think they can actually pick up steam a little bit because data continues to suggest that the low-level jet, the winds about 5,000 feet above the surface, actually start to ramp up over the next few hours. And so while the instability isn't great, the wind energy is going to get a little bit better as we get closer. So I do think, Mike, it just continues to roll east. I don't think it loses a whole lot of steam. And the risk continues east as well. I think what we see often in Illinois is going to be really the the theme as it moves into Indiana. You're going to have this widespread line of strong to severe storms and some embedded areas of rotation within it. So this will probably be, in my opinion, Michael, a pretty common look of what the radar will look like as it moves east. A bunch of yellows and a few blips of red in there.
Yeah, there's a new tornado warning, Matt, there just in southwest Illinois, right there in northeast Missouri, right just south of St. Louis.
It's
Right
right here.
there. Yep, that one just came out.
Bloomsdale.
Yep.
What town is this? Saint Genevieve. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right.
St. Genevieve. Yeah, that's right. You nailed it. Look at you go.
Yeah, look at me go. That's the tornado watch. Let me click on the tornado warning for us. Radar indicated severe thunderstorm producing tornado near Park Hills, moving east about 50 miles per hour. Let's see what this looks like on velocity. See if I can pick up any rotation on this. Certainly see a little couplet in the velocities. In fact, we can look at that together here. I'm going to move this into this little area right here. And when we're looking at velocities, anytime we have the green butted up against the red, that's opposing wind direction. So right there, there's our rotation just east of Park Hills. It's not a confirmed tornado, at least as of yet. Actually looks like a little bit of rotation to the north as well. So that'll need to be watched on the north side of this. You can see as well, I'm going to bring this out of the screen and zoom out just a little bit. We have a little bit of some kinks in the flow, and we get these kinks on the leading edge. That's where we're talking about the tornadic risk as this continues to move to the east. I think one thing we'll need to watch as well, I know, Michael, you mentioned it earlier, of one of the warnings having a considerable severe thunderstorm warning with 70-mile-per-hour winds. As our low-level jet begins to pick up over the next few hours, to me, I think getting wind gusts like that are going to start to become a little bit more common along this line as we have a little bit more of that wind energy. So, outside of tornadoes, obviously a dangerous situation as well.
Matt, I don't think you're on Dev. That's
Here's
why
Dev.
you can't get it. Huh?
Oh, the drawing tool.
Yeah. You're not in.
This is Dev. I'm on the Dev.
Why is it not there for you?
I don't know.
It's weird. It's there for me. That's odd.
I have no idea.
There is a new MD, Matt. Actually, no, it's gone for me now as well.
Okay.
That doesn't
Maybe
make any sense.
Eric's working on it at the moment. New MD, you said?
New MD for watch needed soon, Northern Indiana, 95% probability.
Okay. Just given their convection, a severe thunderstorm watch warranted. So it looks like they aren't going to issue a tornado watch here, given their verbiage in this. They talk about a severe thunderstorm watch and the potential for an isolated tornado. So we'll see what the National Weather Service ends up doing. But regardless, some type of watch highly likely going to occur here very shortly.
Yeah, and I wonder too, Matt, I'm not sure why they would isolate that area and not. I don't know. I'm confused by that. I think the whole state gets a watch. I'm not sure why the northern part would get a watch before.
I suspect, Michael, the orientation of this line by Chicago towards Peoria, it's just a little bit closer to northern Indiana.
There.
So, it's still in western Illinois. The distance between central Indiana and the line out west versus northern Indiana is a little bit shorter. So I think, gosh, probably over the next half hour, they'll probably issue an MD for central Indiana, I would imagine. Because it's coming. I mean, it's, there's no denying that. So,
looking at the one thing I was noticing, Matt, on the 21ZH on Synoptic, the low-level jet, the winds actually locally pick up to close to 80 miles per hour at 10 p.m. here as that line's right on our doorstep. They actually increase as they come overhead a little bit.
Yeah, you can see what Michael's talking about. We're looking at the 850 winds, and as we get to 9, 10, and 11, you see these winds strengthen. 76 knots in northern Indiana. That's what, 84, 85 miles per hour, the low level jet.
Yeah.
So they're coming. I think what's happening is as this system really starts to mature, it's starting to go what's called negatively tilt right now. As that occurs, it's just going to start to pick up big time as that happens. So this overall system's still developing. It's still deepening right now.
Matt, I'll be honest too. It looks a little bit more mature, a little bit faster than what I thought it would be in terms of the coverage and the warnings up and down the line.
I think it's just maybe it's maturing a little bit faster than even what data had earlier, which certainly opens up the gate for as it moves east to be that high end severe potential. I think, at least in my opinion.
If you go, I'll toss you a. Yeah, that's still, gosh.
Another tornado warning.
Yep, there it is.
South of St. Louis, including areas like Smithton, Freeburg, New Athens, Waterloo. You can see this little kink. Let me take a look at the velocities. You're doing what, Michael?
I was looking at that tornado warning. It's definitely the good rotation there is just north of Waterloo. Nice little notch there. There might be a couple areas.
Yeah,
there.
I was just noticing that.
No reason for, Michaela there, while Matt's getting his radar to load up, no reason for anxiety. We got you, we got you covered. That's what we're here for, to answer your questions and keep an eye on things for you and keep you ahead of things.
Little notch there, little notch there. So
Matt,
yeah,
can
we
you
may
turn
have
your
two.
storm tracks off. A little distracting there. There you go. Thank
Yep.
you.
So we've got two notches on this line south of St. Louis. Each one could produce a tornado, and you can argue maybe another notch trying to form to the south as well, south of Maystown.
There's a tornado warning just southwest of that now. I'm sure that one might go warned soon, but if you go just southwest into right there, see another one, just that one there.
Yep,
That's an interesting notch too.
it is. It is. So again, all up and down this line, that's these little notches on the line. That's where the tornadoes are going to be. And you're right, Michael. I think this is a situation where the tornadoes spin up and they die down. Another one spins up nearby, so on and so forth through the evening. Tornado or severe thunderstorm watch. So we've got 3 tornado warnings: 2 east of St. Louis, 1 further south into Missouri right now. None of these are confirmed tornadoes. If they show up confirmed on clarity, they'll show up as a purple color. So right now, these are all radar indicated rotation for these particular tornado warnings. We've got another tornado warning west of Poplar Bluff as well. Another radar indicated. You can see the wind threat with that severe thunderstorm is 70 miles per hour. So considerable damage with that. And then multiple severe thunderstorm warnings stretching down into eastern Texas as well. Pretty incredible line. We still have some snow squall warnings off to the west of Jefferson City right now. So severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, squall warnings, blizzard warnings, you name it. This system has a little bit of it all. And not let alone over Indianapolis right now, we have the high wind warning still in effect at this point as well.
It's a 745-mile stretch of thunderstorm warnings.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not too common.
No, absolutely not. Here's the large zoomed out picture. Let alone Florida, I mean, we've got all types of storms happening in Florida right now. It's a giant mess down there.
Yeah, there was a tornado warning down there a little bit ago.
Don't see one right now, but we do have some severe thunderstorms on the northern edge, northwest of Dayton Beach in Florida. Last measurement of these, I got about 40 miles per hour. Let me see if I can get the dev site to cooperate with me at the moment. I still can't get the tracker to work on the dev site.
He's working on something. I was texting him. He said he'll have it back up here in just a moment.
Okay, perfect. I still see multiple. You can see these little notches here in south of St. Louis with this tornado warning storm. Still see some little notches and little pockets where there could be a potential tornado. One just kind of now at this point, we'll get a radar scan here in just a moment, moving just east of Waterloo. And another one just south of Millstadt here. These continue to move to the east about 40 miles per hour. So watching those very closely in the short term. Michael, as far as the tornado warning east of St. Louis, I'm not seeing anything from a rotation standpoint.
It looks like it's kind of outflow dominant at the moment. So yeah, I don't see any rotation for the time being. But I think that's a good mention to let folks know how quickly these can spin up and spin down basically in this line. I mean, it can be very quick, 90-second intervals really. These QLCS tornadoes, they're not only are they an absolute pain to anticipate, they're just a pain to track in general. They're very quick.
Interesting look by Springfield. Looks like maybe we're trying to get a little bow to form here, Michael. We got this clearing out in behind.
Yeah, that's and just to confirm on MRMS, the rotation signal and that tornado warning you were just talking about is basically gone for now. So
yeah. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, 70 miles per hour. And
yeah,
I'm looking at some of the velocity. I am seeing some signatures of near 70 miles per hour in the storm when I look at the velocity. So that'll be one to watch as well as it moves to the east. And, sometimes when you start to get some of these Boeing segments, obviously the apex of that bow, the edge of that bow is where the most significant wind gusts will be, but both to the north and to the south of where that bow occurs, you can get some spin on these as well. So that'll be something to watch as far as a little bit further to the north if that can produce some tornadoes. We'll be watching that closely, but don't see any rotation at this moment in time with that storm in Springfield at the moment. That doesn't mean one can't just flare up, but does look like some very nasty winds on this leading edge just approaching
right there, Matt,
Springfield.
if you zoom in a little bit further, go in further to that there, right on the edge of that, just getting into that city. What is that city just to the right?
Rochester?
Yeah, Rochester. So that's getting a 78 mile per hour wind signal right now from latest velocity scans. And it is moving east-northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So it's probably going to be, I would say, just into Decatur, Illinois, probably if within about an hour and a half coming into the city of Decatur. So
you got it moving 45 miles per hour, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The warning says it's moving at 50. I'm getting 45, but yeah.
Okay.
Give or take. I wonder if nope, that's not it. Never mind. No tornado warning.
No new tornado warnings. Still the tornado warnings, which it looks like the rotation has been lost a little bit east of St. Louis. Still some of these notches with some of this tornado warning south of St. Louis, Waterloo, Smith and Freeburg, New Athens, towards, what is this, St. Library. And we still have this tornado warning storm into eastern Missouri at this moment in time as well. Nothing severe right now on the leading edge, Michael. I know you mentioned that earlier, as far as these likely not becoming severe, and still have yet to see any evidence of that occurring yet. Have seen a few lightning strikes in these as well. Looks like a new tornado warning right here. This is an oddly shaped tornado warning, Michael. Huh?
Tiny little one.
Yeah, towards Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
Into Missouri. Oh, there we go. Took some time to load. Donovan, Naylor in a tornado warning right now. You can see these little notches in the flow here.
Matt, you should have your timer, your tool back
Okay,
if you want to time it out.
perfect. Let me turn on the alerts.
The new drawing tool is out too. That's kind of nice.
All right.
Moving east.
Nashville Weather Service has 50 miles per hour. This is moving.
Mm-hmm.
And this is still tornado warned further to the north. So if we time out this little segment approaching Poplar Bluff, approaching Greenville, Missouri, I'm going to bring out the drawing tool for us. Still not seeing it, Michael.
Hit refresh maybe, Matt.
Okay.
See if it pops back.
There we go. I can see it.
Also, collapse your locations there on the right.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Most of these storms, guys, while Matt's timing this out, they're moving east, northeast or so, around 45 to 50 miles per hour. Some of the stuff ahead, I don't think it becomes severe personally. I think we're lacking instability out ahead of the line. I think it might just be some rain at this particular time being. And just keep in mind that the times that Matt's plotting are in Eastern time, so you'll want to deduct 1 hour for the ETA, as these are Central time arrivals for what he's got on the screen here.
So Poplar Bluff, 612 Central, Bloomfield, 646 Central, Bell City, 653 Central. Let's time out some of these other ones, Michael. How about that?
Yep.
Let's use 45 miles per hour. Let's just get a big timer going for this line. I love this new drawing tool.
Yeah. So what Matt's doing is this is a tool that'll be available to the Clarity clients here before long. But if you can get the speed of the storm by analyzing it, looking at the loops or looking at the warnings, then you can draw out ETAs in cities. And so he's going to take it all the way out here to take it in through Indy, Matt. Just go all the way to Indianapolis.
Okay.
And what that's doing is going to tell us the ETA of that. What does that have for Indy right now?
We use the 45 mile per hour winds, Michael.
Yeah.
10:49 p.m. Eastern.
And it's been that way for days now. 11 o'clock's been the time for days.
Right. If we speed it up, if maybe it picks up a little bit of steam as the low level jet starts to crank up, Michael. If we use like a 50, that's 10:24. So 10:30, 10:40 ish.
Someone said Ryan Hall only allows people that pay to interact with his chat. Hey, day of stuff going on radar. We're going to talk to anybody and interact with everyone. We're not going to make you pay to get information about stuff ahead of storms. So just FYI, you want to come and interact and ask questions, we'll get to them as much as we can, but we're not going to charge you to use the chat when we have life-threatening weather on the radar. So just FYI. Let's see here.
Let me take a look at some velocities. Make sure we're not missing anything. Let me zoom out for us real quick, just so we can see the total extent of this storm. Just absolutely massive right now.
I don't know what free move means. I'm trying to. Whoa. There we go. I'm trying to zoom that in a little bit so the folks can see. the cities a little bit better. Hopefully that helps a little bit. But still got me, Matt?
Yep. You want to zoom in a little bit more?
No, you're good. I tried to make the cities bigger on the stream. Eric says the sub-hourly data is available in Synoptic.
Okay, let's take a look.
Refresh to see it.
Okay.
On the simulated radar. Let's see. I'm refreshing. I don't see it yet.
I still don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it
either.
Yeah, he's working on it. Wait.
Maybe the next run will come in, Michael.
No, he said, wait, I need to do it again. He's still working on it. So Synoptic, for all of you that watched, Synoptic's it's a model site that's in development. It looks like a new tornado warning up there, Matt. Southwest Illinois. It's our model site that we're making and to centralize all of our information. So it's all within one source. We have everything that we need to our beck and call. But synopticwx.com that's our model website, and it's beta right now, so it's free. So we're constantly adding and developing and coding things up to add new features. So it's free for now. Go check it out.
I mean, this line east of St. Louis. I mean, tornado warning, tornado warning, tornado warning. We've got more tornado warnings to the south. So we have multiple tornado warnings on this leading edge of storms east of St. Louis. And if we just take a quick look at the velocities, I'm going to bring this back for us so you can see kind of what we're looking at from a forecasting standpoint. And we have all these little notches on this flow. The red and the greens butted up against each other. That's where we have potential rotation in the storm. And we got multiple, Michael. One right here, one right here, one potentially right about here. I don't see much further north. That just looks like straight line winds. By Freeburg, maybe one trying to develop as well. These are, I know you mentioned it earlier, Michael, are kind of a pain for us to really identify as a forecaster, because these can be quite subtle on the leading edge. It's not like a traditional supercell in terms of seeing that just massive rotation. These are more embedded. Heck, there might even be one right into here as well, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I mean and that's how quickly they can come and go too. That's the crazy thing is, it don't take much.
Let's get a little timing of this area of storms. It seems to be kind of at least the most severe as far as tornadic is concerned, or at least the potential of. So I'm going to bring out the drawing tool on Clarity, and this tool is so nice.
Look at it just shaded in. Yeah, it's fun. And just remember, these are Eastern times, Matt, so just deduct an hour for those Central time folks.
So you can see some of the cities laid out. Pinckneyville, 6:30 Central. Centralia, 6:36 Central. Mount Vernon, near about 7 Central. Salem, 6:47. Flora, 7:20 Central. Fairfield, 7:38 Central. Olney, 7:49 Central. Benton, 7:09 Central. Change the colors for us a little bit. Makes it pop a little bit more. So this is kind of the timing with this storm. You can see each of these shade that we have. That's 15 minutes, correct, Michael? Each different shading color.
Yep, each shade is 15 minutes.
Red probably sticks out the most. So again, 15, 30, 45, an hour 15, so on and so forth. Let me clear this for us. Nice little Boeing segment here east of Springfield. Um, I know Michael earlier was getting 45 miles per hour. New tornado warning. So this is exactly what we mentioned um, discussing the Springfield storm earlier, where you have this Boeing segment, and both to the north and to the south, you can get some rotation that starts to show up. And it looks like the National Weather Service has just tornado warned northeast of Springfield towards Lake Fork, Mount Pulaski. Radar indicated rotation. Let's see if I can look at some of the velocities.
Where are you at, Matt?
We are by Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, it's just north of 72 there near Dawson and Buffalo, Illinois. And again, it'll probably be gone the next scan. I mean, it is not super organized. It is probably a quick spin up. These QLCS tornadoes typically they're about a 90-second deal. You know, they don't last long. These aren't like long track tornadoes that go forever in a day. You know.
No.
They're,
In my experience, it's hard to have a long track tornado in a line.
Yeah.
Usually just doesn't happen.
Matt, if you go real quick here,
Yeah.
go over to Synoptic, hit the old refresh button,
Okay.
and go to the model selection tab, model selection, and then hit SH.
Ooh.
And now that's sub-hourly HRRR data now in 15-minute frames, and I think it actually has it in Indy at 10:30, and we said 10:50. So I mean, it's spot on. But there it is, right there on the west side there, 10:45. That's exactly when we said it would, when we would go on here. So
yeah, so this probably has a pretty good.
Matt, real quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you. In the comments. Bennold, Illinois. I'm on the phone with my 14-year-old cousin, home alone. Sirens are going off. Bennold, Illinois. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah, let me know where that's at.
Benld, Illinois. I'm looking here. I don't know where it's at, but let me see if I can find it. It is, Matt, it is, it's, man, where in the world? It's northeast of St. Louis, south of Springfield, just west of I-55. Zoom in, a little bit more, go north. See if you can find Litchfield. Litchfield, Illinois. Right there, see Litchfield, zoom in more. Right there to your left. Right there, and Bennold is just south of that.
Just south?
Yeah, the tornado warning, or the sirens might be going off because there's a warning inside of a tornado watch. But there's not a tornado warning there right now. It's just for strong winds. I'm looking at velocity scans over here, and I don't see a tornado threat, particularly in that area.
No, I'm looking myself. Michael, maybe if I'm on the St. Louis radar and just south of Litchfield, maybe there's some weak rotation.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but there's no warning.
There's not warned.
I was telling her I think the sirens are going off because there's a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado watch.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, but I think to tell your nephew there or cousin, it's going to get windy and storm hard, but it's not for a tornado right now. So maybe just hopefully that adds a little comfort to you.
Again, tornado warning northeast of Springfield. We zoom in a little bit. Lake Fork, Mount Pulaski, and then a nasty little Boeing segment just east of Springfield as well. I know earlier this was warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds. A new severe thunderstorm warning just out ahead of this, only for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Michael, I don't know if you've looked at the velocity on that storm recently, if it's lost a little bit of its steam, so to speak.
I'm looking now. It has a little bit, but the Boeing part there just west of Harristown, indications of 60-mile-per-hour winds, not quite as aggressive.
Okay.
But there seems to be some contamination from the south side of that near Taylorville.
Yeah.
Mount Auburn down there, where some of that rain being drawn into the inflow there might be weakening it a little bit.
And then we've got the severe thunderstorm warning just to the north by Lincoln, Illinois, Hayworth, Clinton, 60-mile-per-hour winds for that as well. Severe thunderstorm warning, Hillsborough, Greenville, 60-mile-per-hour winds. And you can see, looking at the radar, all these little notches. You know, these are the areas to watch for any type of rotation. It looks like we've lost the tornado warnings west of or at least that one that was due west of Poplar Bluff. We still have this tornado warning in effect southwest of Poplar Bluff as well. And then we do have is that a tornado warning in Arkansas, Walnut Ridge, Minturn.
I'm looking, Matt. Sorry. Yep. You know what I could do, Matt, real quick? I have an idea that might make this a little easier for us. Let me try something real quick.
Okay.
You go ahead. Don't let me.
And they have went ahead and issued that severe thunderstorm watch in northern Indiana. We actually have a severe thunderstorm warning just south of Chicago. Tinley Park, Oak Forest, Orland Park, South Holland, Chicago Heights. 70-mile-per-hour winds, considerable. Nice. How do you know that was possible, Michael?
I'm working on it. I don't know if it's what I'm trying to do is make you and I just a little bit smaller. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. So you keep going.
Okay. Springfield. Michael, are you seeing any type of rotation with this storm between Springfield and Lincoln? That's in the tornado warning.
Hang on, Matt. I'm my screen's locked up on me.
Okay.
Can you still see it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the refresh button. It might lose me.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Maybe. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You're kind of frozen though. Your screen's
It
frozen.
won't let me refresh the screen. It's like stuck on not refreshing. So
We've got a confirmed tornado northeastern Arkansas, Walnut Ridge, Paragould. Observed tornado. Moving east at 55 miles per hour. Weather spotters confirmed tornado. Northeastern Arkansas, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Let's go to the storm. We could time this out. I'm going to use, you can see two different modes on clarity that we can time things out. We're going to use the linear mode for this particular instance. You know, and I think in this instance, let's just go ahead and use the linear mode on this. I think it'll make it show up a little bit better. There we go. Give us some timing. Keep in mind these times are in Eastern, okay? So we've got O'Keene, 6:02 Central. We've got Laffey, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, 6:22. Paragould, 6:24. Bono, 6:07. to be the timing for that particular storm into Arkansas. Again, that is a confirmed tornado. The tornado has been observed with that particular storm. So if you're in that area, please seek shelter. We still have the tornado warning storm east of Doniphan, Missouri. If I scroll back up into Illinois, we've lost a few. It looks like it lost the tornado warning just east of Belleville, towards east of St. Louis, but we still have these tornado warnings ongoing just north of Chester. And it looks like they extended the tornado warning towards Pinckneyville as well. So that is a new warning that has popped up towards Pinckneyville. We still have that tornado warned storm northeast of Springfield. We've got this Boeing segment east of Springfield as well. Right now it's currently for 60-mile-per-hour winds. If we scroll up north, south of Chicago towards Chicago Heights, that is a 70-mile-per-hour wind gust threat with that storm south of Chicago ongoing at this moment in time. The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch out ahead of this. That includes even portions of southern Michigan right now. Again, this confirmed tornado just north of Jonesboro. I've got some timing up for us to get a better sense of timing. Keep in mind, each of these shades is 15 minutes. And you can see some of the timings we have for your particular city. Again, towards Paragould, 6:24 Central. Keep in mind, these times are in Eastern, not Central. Do we have any tornado warnings further south? Need to watch these closely, probably. Further south in Arkansas, they've got that super cellular look. They're more discreet, Michael, not associated with the line. So certainly those are going to be worth watching very closely upcoming as well. And then just multiple severe thunderstorm warnings extending into Texas ongoing right now as well. So a massive line of severe weather ongoing. We'll continue to move to the east as we head into the evening. We take a look at synoptic using some of the latest high-res modeling to give us a general sense. I'm going to zoom out for us a little bit so we can all see the progression of this over the next few hours. You see the times at the top right-hand corner in Eastern and 15-minute increments. By the time we get to 9:15 p.m. Eastern, in about 3 hours, it moves through Illinois, getting to the Illinois-Indiana border. These storms we see on the radar now move into western Tennessee, northwestern Mississippi, and continue to shift east through the evening. 10:45 over Indianapolis, approaching Louisville, approaching Nashville. Storms continue to barrel east into Michigan as well. And then heading into the evening, this is as we get towards about midnight now, starting to approach the Indiana-Ohio border. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. A new MD for Tornado Watch. Looks like Eastern Illinois. I don't know if it's...
They're already in a tornado watch.
I know, but it looks like it's an update. Severe weather threat continues. Mature squall line. East evident. Let's see. Likely producing damaging winds. Several bow head type circulations evident. In addition, intense mid-level height falls for strongly forced band of convection to advance in western portions of Indiana. I think kind of what they're saying here is it's a pretty gnarly line that'll probably head into here to the state line of Illinois and Indiana, just kind of updating the status of the watch. But it certainly does look, the line that I'm seeing, at least on radar right now, is a lot more reflective of that of the RRFS. The RRFS was a little more aggressive. So I'm kind of seeing, it looks like another new tornado warning. Nope, yeah, tornado warning. I'll zoom in to get you velocity scans down in Nashville. You can kind of see on the left the screen I have, and then on the right for Matt has the radar up there. But this is out along this, you see these multiple areas of embedded rotation along the line. I mean, there's like 5 of them. So they're actually making this a pretty broad area of the tornado warning. In fact, it's covering multiple counties, even down in
Michael.
Florida.
I wonder if as this goes forward, if we'll see multiple instances like this from the National Weather Service where they're just going to essentially tornado warn the line segments out ahead of it. You know, I don't. In this particular case, I don't think they have a choice, right? Because you just identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different areas of rotation on this. You know, for on their perspective, it'd be incredibly difficult to time out each individual one for a little mini tornado warning. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to do anything better than this.
no,
And that's kind of the thing, as Matt was talking about a little bit ago with the arrival of all this stuff working in. It's there may be tornado warnings everywhere just for the sheer fact of keeping people on their toes and taking shelter for these quick spin ups. And again, it is looking pretty. It's a pretty gnarly looking line at the moment. So I would anticipate it'll be within the hour, probably by 8 o'clock. I would say that tornado watch will be covering all of Indiana. I don't think it'll be long for that.
no, I agree. Just I'm just kind of waiting for an MD to get issued here in Central Indiana.
I agree. Agreed.
I think one thing to note too, and they kind of mentioned it in their MD in Northern Indiana, they still talk about at least an isolated tornado being possible in that area in Northern Indiana. I would not be shocked if there's at least one tornado warning further north in Northern Indiana and Southern Michigan. So, as far as the tornadic threat is concerned further north, don't let your guard down completely in those areas.
Yep, I agree.
What?
Let's see here. Matt, real quick. Yeah. Okay. You're actually already. You're already kind of reading my mind there.
Look at this strong low-level jet. Yep. That's about, how many knots is that?
Michaela said, "What is an MD?" It's a mesoscale discussion, so it's just the ability for it's a expert discussion on giving us a heads up of a watch coming that we get, meteorologists get, and then we can communicate that to you all.
I guess it's no shock, Michael, with this strong low-level jet in Southern Illinois, why that area in particular, Eastern Missouri, just east of St. Louis, has had all these tornado warnings. That's where the low-level jet is just the strongest in those areas. So
Yep.
our low-level wind field is the most significant in those particular spots.
I agree. I agree. Yep, for sure. I was just looking at the. I was going to pull up real quick just the upper level forecast there on the HRRR. It's still doing its thing, Matt, at 22Z. I'll share my screen real quick for everybody just so they can see. Allow to share a window here. And I'm experimenting with the 4-panel stuff, guys. If make sure your stuff's in landscape or you have us pulled up on the big screen, and then you can also zoom in. But note here how this year. Look at this 74 knot forecast of a wind at 9 p.m. That's an 85 mile per hour wind essentially, and the upper level winds are, see how they're increasing as they move east. They're actually becoming a little bit stronger. To me, that indicates to me I would at least be concerned that the storms can actually be a little bit stronger as they move further east. So in the trend in the forecast, what's interesting is, let's see, where am I at here? I'm only out to hour 3, so. Matt, turn your, that's all right, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. Well, what I was going to say is maybe turn your high wind. Can you just filter your warnings to severe only?
I sure can.
Just turn off, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Much better.
Okay. Hit the like button. People keep saying that. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're new to the YouTube streaming stuff, and we're trying to get into it, obviously a little bit more. If you're on YouTube and you hit the like button, and if that helps, that'd be cool. I don't know if it helps or not. Hell, I don't know. But whatever you can do, that's what we're trying to do. Yeah, it can't hurt. And We would appreciate that. And when we go live on from YouTube, um, we aren't going to charge you to comment in the comments and stuff like that. So we'd appreciate whatever you can do. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. We appreciate that as we attempt to. We're going to attempt to grow the YouTube channel here. So
I know not technically under a severe thunderstorm warning, but I would say near Bloomington, Illinois, and just south, I think there can be
new
some really
tornado
strong
warning
wind
there,
gusts
Matt.
there.
I think there's a new tornado warning now. I think
Yep, radar
you just
indicated. Let
yeah
me zoom
just
in for
came
us a
out.
little bit. Argenta, Maroa, Forsyth, Warrensburg, Kinney, Tunbridge. You are now in a tornado warning.
Yeah, if you're looking on the top left part of the screen, again, same story, different storm, with the embedded rotations in here. There's not a clear one area. These are multiple notches along the line that could be very quick spin ups within that. So um, more of the same. And the tornado verbiage here says a severe thunderstorm capable producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line winds moving east at 45 miles per hour. So really warning it for both, Matt, which is interesting.
Very
And I don't
interesting.
disagree. It makes sense.
No, I mean you can see when I loop the radar through Springfield, that Boeing segment is it still looks a little bit like a Boeing segment moving into those areas. And so anytime we're dealing with a line, we get these little segments that get out ahead of the other parts of the line. That's the Boeing segment, and those can usually produce some pretty prolific straight line winds. What's interesting, Michael, is that low level jet we just looked at. That should continue to move north, and as it does so, we're probably going to start to see winds like that expand further to the north as it continues to shift up that way.
Make sure this is an interesting comment here. Make sure if you have clarity that you are allowing notifications. You may need to delete your app and reinstall it and allow notifications. There's no reason why you shouldn't be getting notified of us being live. So just make sure that that you're allowing that to happen inside the app there.
Yep. That should fix it.
Up there, here, just east of Bloomington. I mean, yeah, I mean it's a big wall of wind.
Yeah.
It's just a
You
big
could
wall of wind right now.
you could argue Bloomington should be in a severe thunderstorm warning, just looking at the
Yeah, I'm not
velocities.
quite sure why it's not, especially like normal or just east of there, like Colfax, Leroy, Lexington, Illinois. I'm not quite sure why we wouldn't have a tornado or a severe thunderstorm warning out there right now.
I'm seeing some pretty strong wind gusts on velocity.
New tornado warning, Matt, in southeastern Missouri. They're near the Boot Hill, west of Marion. You see it down there?
I believe you're talking about this one right here.
Yeah, I'll go zoom in on. You can see kind of. I'm kind of in between radar domes, but Sedgwickville, Missouri, along Interstate 72 or State Road 72 and State Road 51. It's probably for this ball of mess here moving east, but there it is there, right there, Matt. Yeah, that little square right there, that tiny little tornado warning. They're moving into Sedgwickville, Missouri. Sedgwickville. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's best I got. Marquand, Missouri, or just southeast of Fredericktown. A couple of other close land cities there. Again, along State Road 72 and 51 there in Missouri.
Clearly, a little bit of rotation on that storm for sure.
Matt, maybe no, never mind. Yeah, new severe thunderstorm warning for Chicago metro area. South Chicago Heights, there near Hammond. A small one. But looks like 70-mile-per-hour winds with considerable damage being possible. The core of the strongest wind is being indicated near Blue Island, Harvey, Riverdale, Dalton area. Radar indicated winds there. Oh, let's see, of around 60 miles per hour or so. I'm not quite sure where the 70-mile-per-hour winds are coming from. I don't see them on here, but
Maybe a report. I'm not sure.
yeah. Oh, here's a good comment, Matt. I'd like to address this one. It's not going to be severe in Indianapolis. The atmosphere is not unstable. Ridiculous that everyone falls for the hypes of these predictions.
Okay. Well,
Well,
let's just look at the current instability we have right now. The severe thunderstorms that are ongoing across Illinois to Chicago are dealing with hardly any instability right now. So,
you mean, Matt, there's actual meteorology involved here and not just instability that we're looking at?
yeah, believe it or not, I don't know if people know this. The instability is just one ingredient of many for severe weather potential.
Yeah.
So that comment's
Right.
a little bit ridiculous, I think.
A little silly. There's going to be severe weather in Indianapolis. I'm pretty confident on.
Yeah, me
But
too.
Anthony, if you'd love to start your own YouTube channel and go stream over there and tell everyone no severe weather, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll have a viewer or two for a
I mean,
minute.
these values of instability, and we're not even looking at surface space instability. This is just instability somewhere in the atmosphere is incredibly low. 250 joules of MUK, but 100 towards Chicago. I mean, that's about more than what we had. What was it, Monday morning when we had the severe storms roll through the Ohio Valley? I mean, we've got
Yeah.
a little bit more in today versus
Yeah.
what we did then. The
Yep.
winds with this particular system are much more impressive than that system. So yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous. Still, this confirmed tornado warning in northeastern Arkansas right now, approaching Paragould. What's
Where
the
is it at,
rotation?
Matt?
Northeastern Arkansas, a confirmed tornado warning.
Northeastern Arkansas.
Yep,
Yeah,
that one right there.
Yeah, it doesn't color change it for me here, but I'm trying to find a closer radar dome. I don't really have a. This one might be better. There we go. Yeah, oh, you can see it there.
Oh yeah.
There it is right there near Beech Grove. That's a nasty couplet.
So it
You're out
looks like
ahead.
it's kind of on the northern edge of this tornado warning, really.
Yep, yep, it is. Um, Anthony was hit in the head with 5-inch hail last week. It's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny to read the comment. We like to
Another
interact with people here.
another
Yeah,
tornado
I know
warning.
the clarity streams, they're good, but when there's weather like this, we take them free across the board. It's just something I'm always going to do. I'm never going to change it. So I hear you, but that's just what we do when there's weather like that. So let's see, anything new?
Further south and east of Little Rock, another tornado warning ongoing there as well with that particular storm.
Near Pine Bluff?
Mm-hmm. Just east.
Let's
Humphrey,
look there. Yeah.
Stuttgart. I haven't seen any of these severe thunderstorm warnings with the exception of that one in Illinois with the 70 mile per hour mentioned. 60, 60, 60, 60.
Yeah, Matt, I'm
60
wondering
again.
if, the low level jet, it doesn't really fire up until about 9 o'clock. It's about 2 more hours for it to really get going. Now in eastern Indiana by 11 o'clock, I mean, it's a 76 knot jet. It's 86 miles per hour.
It's impressive.
I have a feeling the wind damage reports across Indiana tonight are going to be pretty expansive. I don't really see how they wouldn't be, honestly. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we've had some hell of winds the last couple days. I mean,
yeah,
multiple instances of just whether it's severe weather or just general wind gusts. And so I'm sure everything's kind of a little prone. We've had a lot of rain recently as well. So, as this rolls through, trees being knocked down, power outages, um, I think that's a threat with this,
yep.
which opens up a can of worms because you lose power and then it gets really cold. And so, that could be a pretty nasty situation for some folks. No power as it gets really cold in behind these. Wild to see in Illinois, we've got a severe thunderstorm watch northeastern sections of the state, and then blizzard warnings northwestern sections of the state. Really only
Yeah,
separated by about a county.
the transition, the change to snow as quickly as it is I really can't believe how quick it goes to snow. I've not ever seen a fast transition like this in ever, honestly.
No.
It's crazy. In fact, Matt, if you would perhaps take us through a simulated radar um, of the transition. Yeah, to the HRRR might be, it does develop a dry slot probably from the intense jet working in. Yeah, you look at the snow coming in on the backside. Beautiful imagery there from Synoptic in the sub-hourly HRRR. It's seamless. I love how it looks.
7 a.m. to 11 a.m. kind of works into central Indiana. I made a post about this on our social media account, I think yesterday, but the potential for some snow squalls in the Ohio Valley. I would say Indiana, East, Michigan, Ohio, Eastern Kentucky for some snow
Yeah,
squalls because the
yeah.
ingredients are there. We've got some instability getting into the afternoon hours of tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be cold as well, and so some pavement impacts tomorrow because of the snow. Yeah, it'll be unfortunately possible with the system. I don't see any new tornado warnings. Looks like they've lost the observed there in northeastern Arkansas. The observed tornado warning, it's no longer showing up as purple in clarity. We still have some tornado warnings still in effect just east of Frederickstown, Illinois, towards Sedgwickville. Multiple here east of St. Louis. Actually, a little Boeing segment with this as well. Areas like Adaville, Nashville, Bacoop, Hoyletown. I'm sure I'm butchering some of these names. In fact, they just severe thunderstorm warning, 60 miles per hour. Let me check the velocities with that, see if we actually have a little bit stronger than 60 mile per hour wind gusts because it does look like it's starting to bow out. Always catches my attention.
Definitely a bow there, Matt. I took the 4 panel off, but I can always bring it back on if we need to analyze some velocity data. But um, where is that at?
That is just southeast of St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Let me zoom out for you a little bit so you can see a little bit better.
Yeah. Uh, strongest strongest I'm getting is about 60 miles an hour, just west of
Okay.
Nashville. If you um, zoom in on
Yep.
yours a little bit if you can.
Yep. Let me zoom in.
Yeah, just west of Nashville there, about 60 miles per hour. Definitely a gnarly looking bow there.
Yeah, it is.
It's moving east at about 45 miles per hour. Matt, let's pan out and do a whole line timer again for
Okay.
everybody. Um, for the main line.
Let me bring up
This way, everybody can get a kind of an idea. I mean, that line right now looks gnarly. Yeah, Ryan, Northeast Indiana has a severe thunderstorm watch right now because the northeast part of the line is going to get there a little faster. So that's why the watch is out earlier. I fully anticipate the watch to come in east here by, looks like a new tornado warning, Matt.
Is that the area we were just looking at?
Yeah, same area. That's all right. We can just south there in
By
Pickneyville,
Nashville.
Illinois, near Tamora. That rotation along State Road 154.
So if we use 45 miles per hour of this line,
You've got 30 in there, Matt. There you go.
$10:56 Eastern for Indianapolis. A new tornado warning just east of Taylorville. Keep in mind, all these times are in Eastern. So 7:23 Charleston, 7:07 Mattoon, Effingham 7:08, Altamont 6:53, Vandalia 6:26, Seidel 7:37, Tuscaloosa 6:56, Arthur 6:52. And we do have a new tornado warning just east of Taylorville ongoing right now.
Yeah, here it is. I got the velocity scans pulled up on the top left now. And again, it's another one of those, Matt, where there's multiple areas of rotation here, possibly 3 of them. So it's not like these are large, violent tornadoes by any means. These are quick spin ups that are quick and possibly up and down before you even see them, or maybe a roof gets ripped off quick and it's back up. I mean, that's kind of how these things do. I mean, not to be dramatic, but that's just how they are. They're quick. So I think Indy impact, a lot of questions there. Anytime 10:45 to 10:55 on the doorstep right now. That's what we keep going back and forth on. So.
Which, I mean, the high-res data has that too. So matches the
Is
timing
this one
pretty
new,
well.
Matt, here? And nope, that's the same one. The fourth is one. Sorry.
Here's the 22Z run, the latest run. So right at 10:45, 11, right? Which, what we've been getting.
Yep.
I still don't see any of the storms out ahead have not produced anything severe at all. I do see.
I don't even know if there's lightning with them, Matt.
Let's find out. A whopping total of about 5. 1, 2, 3. Well, a couple here north of Newton, as far as lightning strikes are concerned.
Yeah, I think that stuff out ahead is just a distraction.
Yeah, no, I agree. Let me turn the lightning off. It's a little distracting. The world's smallest severe thunderstorm warning in northwestern Indiana, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Getting into Indiana towards Gary. Have they issued an ND yet, Michael?
No, I imagine it'll be any minute, man. I mean, honestly, I can't imagine it's going to be much longer.
Man, that's looking kind of nasty. Getting towards Hoyleton, Hoffman, Nashville. Starting to bow out. And Michael showed the rotation within that storm. Go back to the big timer as well. Look at some of these comments.
Yeah. Will Southwest Ohio have a tornado watch? I mean, possibly. Um, let's see. This is some strange comments.
Yep. I have no idea that one, the last one by Bain.
A little weird. A little weird.
A little
Any
weird.
concerns of ice tomorrow morning? Depends on where you're at, I guess.
Yeah, keep in mind, if you've got questions, let us know where you're at. We don't just know where you're at. Trey, I assume you're in central Indiana or somewhere in Indiana south of the severe thunderstorm watch. Just give it some time. I'm sure they'll issue one. Weather forecast for Champaign, Illinois.
Well, stormy, you know.
Yes, stormy. The timer we have has about 6:54 for ETA arrival. Damaging winds will be your primary threat, but there's 2 tornado warnings off to your west, and we've got these little just embedded pockets of rotation in this line. Probably not a long-lived tornado, or probably not even a violent tornado, but you're going to have that threat for Champaign as well. Given that these storms are moving about 45 miles per hour, you've got about a 20, 30-minute window where these are going to be the most intense.
New warning, Matt. Northern Illinois, just east of Bloomington, Leroy, Monticello. New severe thunderstorm warning there. That one's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour winds.
Yep, 60 mile
It'll
per
go
hour.
for another 39 minutes. Yep. Melody says, what causes a storm system to speed up or slow down? It's the upper level winds. It's the strength of the winds around 15,000 feet or so for the most part, kind of the steering winds. And they're at about 50 miles per hour right now. So that's about what they're going to move at.
And they may pick up a little bit of steam, as that low level jet starts to pick up. Upper level winds pick up a little bit. These can gain a little bit of speed.
Yeah.
Go back to the big timer. Some folks were asking about timing. Give you a general idea. Take a quick look. A couple folks in central Indiana I saw asking about the timing. Vodka spring and bad weather forecast, says Daniel Rowe.
Okay.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. I mean, I could get down with that. I like vodka.
Do you?
I mean, I'll drink it with Fresca.
East Texas. How is East Texas? Asks Case Stringer. Where are you at in East Texas? If you're out ahead of this line, you're going to get damaging winds, highly likely. Maybe an isolated tornado.
Are we looking at long-lived violent tornadoes like earlier this week? No, I do not
Nope.
believe so.
I think Dustin has an unlimited amount of Eagle Rare.
I would agree with that. I would agree. I actually have a massive supply of Eagle Rare right now. I got that bottle you guys got me. That's, I don't know, a gallon of the stuff. And
The big one.
That Jeremy got me. That may or may not have been drank from already. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
we know it has. Someone asking about Lafayette, 9:37. We can see on the timer we made. About 9:37. Damaging winds are going to be the main threat. I mean, that's going to be the primary threat with this. Especially getting into Indiana. I think we could even see a little bit more coverage of 60+ mile per hour winds because our upper level winds will start to pick up. But the tornado threat is unfortunately still a threat for Lafayette. But again, not long track, but some embedded circulations are certainly going to be possible for you in Lafayette. Again, most intense portion of the storm, probably about 20, 30 minutes. Avon, you can see again, probably near 1040-ish. If you guys that are asking questions, I mean, I've got tons of cities up Central Indiana. I see a lot of questions around Central Indiana. You can see kind of the general timer for some of these areas. Champaign, Illinois. Another question about Champaign. Again, I'm going to bring up the timer for us just to get a sense of the timing for Champaign. 6:54 Central. So here in a couple minutes, we've got multiple tornado warnings out to the west into Illinois. Damaging winds look likely, I would say at least 60 miles per hour at this point. You likely will be in a severe thunderstorm warning, and then some embedded circulations because that's just what's occurring out to the west. A couple of embedded circulations. Kokomo, yes, Kokomo is going to get hit. I believe Kokomo will get a severe thunderstorm warning likely as this moves to the east. Evansville, again, this is in eastern, 10:10 eastern. That'd be 9:10 central.
This is a great comment, Matt. I want to display this comment. Listen, the entire state is going to get hit. It's not a question of if, but when. And so, I just want to make sure you guys understand that it's not like some people are going to get missed. It's covering the whole state. Everybody's going to get this storm. They'll put a watch out probably within the hour. Sometimes they're a little slower than we'd like. Our team was just discussing issuing our own BAM watch. And I said, let's not do that because they're going to issue a watch. It's going to storm. And, I don't want to over alert people, but nonetheless, the stretch of the line covers the entire state. So even down for like the comment here, are we safe in Tennessee? I mean, it's going to hit Tennessee. The whole state's going to get hit from west to east. So you can't say that you're safe from it. You see the line here on the map, guys. There's no way it's going to miss anybody. It's 780 miles long. So that's kind of something I want to make sure you guys understand. It's not to scare you. It's just that it's going to hit everybody. There's no way around it.
Right. Definitely agree with that one. I don't know if we've talked about this tornado warning, maybe a new one, Oak Ridge, Pocahontas, Illinois. The tornado warning. Michael, can you bring up the velocities?
I sure can. Yep. I can do that. Let's see.
I bet
where
it's
are you at?
Pocahontas, Illinois. It is south of St. Louis. Or Missouri. My apologies.
Huh? Where?
Missouri. This one right here. Yep, that one further to the north.
Yeah, there it is. Sorry.
I misspoke.
Paducah. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oak Ridge there. You can see the rotation there. A little broad.
Mm-hmm.
But again, maybe even a couple of, it's tough to isolate, really. Just several areas that could be spinning there.
It looks like some nasty wind regardless.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure everyone knows that I couldn't disagree with a comment like this any more than what it. This is not what we think. Okay, that's not happening. I don't care what anyone says. There's not modification of the weather. If you understood the Earth's energy budget in general, you would understand the sheer impossibleness of this. It's not an accurate comment. So, thanks for watching, but no.
Yeah, and to be honest, Brett, our long range specialist here at BAM Weather, I mean, he did predict above normal severe weather in March here. So this is really, this occurring in the middle of March isn't a huge shocker.
Hey, Vince is saying a destructive tornado on the ground, possibly in northeast Arkansas. Is that tornado reported, or what is he?
It's not a tornado reported right now. That doesn't mean there's not a destructive tornado on the ground at this moment in time.
Boy, look at that signature there. That's nasty. That's a wild-looking signature there. Big one. Monty, Upper Poplar Ridge, Macy, Delphor, Clearwater. Leachville. Yeah, if you're down there in Northeast Arkansas, take shelter. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can do the old blocker Rooney on this guy, the Bain McCartney. I got to figure out how to do that. I haven't blocked anyone in a minute. If anyone is on, let me see if I can do it here. Oh, hey, maybe I
Just
did. I
blocked
don't
him.
know.
I beat you. Oh, nope. It
Did you?
says something went wrong.
Oh no. Well, Bain, if you're still on, we're trying to block you. We really don't like you. Just FYI. Uh,
It's not
so if
letting
we see
me
you coming
block.
again, I'll go over on the YouTube app and make sure to get rid of the nonsense. And yes, that is Blanton's gold behind me. Well, yeah, it is. I actually have too many bottles of Blanton's Gold. I have a problem. Not really, but I do love Blanton's Gold. It's probably my favorite bourbon personally.
Nashville Weather Service has that moving at 60 miles per hour. That storm in northeastern Arkansas. I assume it's this one, the southern tornado warning, right? That's where your velocity signature
Yes.
is.
Yep.
So it looks like it'd be right about in this little inflow couplet.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nasty looking, and you can see. I mean, what we're talking about here, guys, is simply just the wrapping of the winds. You know, it's a pretty tight rotation there, and pretty strong indication of rotation as well. So again, moving off to the northeast there. See if I can make that just a little bit bigger so it's easier for you guys to see. There we go. But yeah, there it is. Nasty one.
I've got some timing up. Leachville, 646 Central. Homersville, 656. Gosnell, 7 Central. Tried to try my best to kind of get that where the rotation is actually. So areas at highest risk within this particular tornado warning storm. And another tornado warning north of that towards Piggott, Arkansas, into the Boot Heel as well. So multiple tornado warning cells moving into the Boot Heel as we speak. Again, these are moving about 50, 60 miles per hour. Let's get a little timing on this line as a whole. Let's see what the timing is for this particular cell. They're getting 60 miles per hour for that as well. So draw this out for us.
Hey, just real quick while Matt's doing this, any of you that are watching our stream right now and it's on your TV and you're in your living room or wherever, if you post that you're watching it and you tag BAM Weather on any of our channels, YouTube, Facebook, X, and you post the photo, I will give you a free Clarity Home Premium subscription.
Ooh.
That's a $250 value. If you post what you guys are watching and you tag us and we see it, we have to see it. Our team is watching. I have a team of people watching. They'll probably see it and they'll just say, hey, watching live storm coverage, BAM Weather's YouTube channel, BAM Weather's Facebook page, wherever you're watching it from, take a photo of it and tag us. Tell them to follow us. We'll hook you up.
Couple tornado warnings, both north and south of Decatur. I think this may be a new one, Michael, south of Decatur. Right now, probably going to be the same instance of you're going to look at the velocity and see 5 million different pieces of rotation within this.
I'll be honest with you, Matt. I don't even see rotation, so
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Moving east at 55 miles per hour.
Yeah. Now, I'm not saying ignore the tornado warning. Which one are you talking about, Matt? I'm sorry.
Just south of Decatur, Illinois.
Okay, no, I was looking north of Forsyth. Okay. The one south there, I would say the rotation is getting near Findlay or working into Bethany, Illinois.
Here's some timings out ahead of this particular tornado warned storm. You can see I've got multiple times up. Keep in mind this is in Eastern time. Bethany 6:41, Arthur 6:56 Central, um, Camargo 7:12, Hinsboro 7:13 Central, Broadlands 7:21, Allenville 6:51 Central, Finlay 6:39, Todd's Point 6:39 Central. You're not seeing any rotation further to the north, you're saying? By
No,
4 cents?
nothing worth,
Okay.
you know, nothing worth anything. No.
Okay.
It's interesting, Matt. Real quick, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
the tracking tool, Trent, will be available early next week, I think, when we release this. What I'm going to do, Matt, real quick, is I'm going to steal your screen.
Okay.
If you would stop sharing for me, and then I'll go to share here. And what I want to do real quick is just show you guys the outcome tonight as this stuff moves through. The first thing I want to show you is the latest timing. Okay, just real quick so you can see when we think this stuff gets into the state line of Indiana and Illinois. All right, give Matt a break here. But this is the latest simulated radar guidance here from the HRRR weather model in the sub-hourly frames here, the 15-minute chunks. That is available on Synoptic now for you to access for free. Okay, but you can see the time down in the bottom left, 11:15. Look at that line come through. Western half of Indianapolis there, 10:45, 11 p.m. on the doorstep. Greenwood, Louisville, down to Nashville. All right, you're down 11:15 Eastern time. We'll get into like Cincinnati area around midnight, Dayton, midnight, Huntsville, Alabama, Birmingham, around that 12:15 time frame. You can see that line just continue to plow east. You've got 2:45 in the morning from Columbus down to Knoxville, Chattanooga, just east of Birmingham, getting into Montgomery. Perhaps it's losing steam a little bit, but hell, it doesn't look like it is on the latest run. It still looks pretty healthy. This is Knoxville, Tennessee, Cleveland, Montgomery, getting into Atlanta, 3:45 a.m., possibly coming through downtown metro area of Atlanta tomorrow morning around 5 to 6 a.m. And you can see that entering in the Georgia area. Now, the other piece to this, there will be, you see how the precip starts to develop this large nose of dry air where there's no precip that comes down here. A couple things are happening here. You got a dry slot working in. And what that's doing is that's the upper level winds really just kind of drying out. Well, I made my map a little bit, or I made my map larger, Brenda, just FYI. But what it's doing is kind of drying this out. But watch the backside here. Look at the snow work in, okay? And you can see here by as early as tomorrow morning, by about 8:30 to 9 a.m., all right, you can see the snow work in across the state. Watch it just fill in here, and you can see the striations here in the radar. Those are snow squalls developing. Okay, this is out through noon tomorrow, but look at the temperature. I mean, it's already below freezing. That's the freezing line right there, where you can see, temperatures west of that, they are below freezing. And you can see how quickly they fall. I mean, check this out. Because just tonight, right now, we're 65, 70 degrees right now. So by tomorrow morning, I mean, look how quickly that cold air works in here. Really, really fast. And you go into simulated guidance beyond tomorrow morning, and you can just see the snow squalls continuing. Very squally, low visibility, quick bursts of snow, temperatures cold enough to allow the perhaps the pavement to have some impacts and the ground to be coated. But watch this. Watch as we go tomorrow night into early Tuesday. Look at all the snow squall action happening early Tuesday morning, right? So it's possible that in this area here Tuesday morning, guys, there could be a lot of slick spots, snow-covered side roads. I said squally. I said it. I said the word squally.
It's word.
But there could be a lot of that going on Tuesday morning with cold temperatures. But watch this. Watch this. Watch the next wave. Look at that. That's another one Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Matt, what do you think about that? Do you think that's going to be something to watch here Wednesday morning?
I do. It's a clipper system. It's something we would get in the middle of January. It's a full
Well,
blown
there
clipper
it is.
system.
When it's coming down, temperatures Wednesday morning as it's snowing in the upper 20s there on the latest data. So look at all you guys tagging us and talking about us. That's awesome. You guys freaking rock. We appreciate all of the support and the photos and everything. That's how we grow. It's how we expand. Is the support of the network, the community. It's very cool to see that. So thank you guys for that. One last thing I want to show you here, as we just take a pause from storm coverage, is not only is the temperature, but it's the feels like. I want you to see this, okay? Because here's where we are right now. That's 71 degrees.
Michael, I don't think they want to see this.
I don't think they want to, but I got to show it to them. This is by 10 o'clock tonight. Watch just by 5 a.m. This is what it feels like, 28. Look in Iowa. That is minus 23 degrees in northwestern Iowa by 5 a.m. tomorrow. I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. Zooming this out a little more, watch this. I mean, it's going to feel like it's in the teens tomorrow across the state. Now, watch tomorrow night. That's Tuesday morning. Single digits to below zero wind chills with snow coming down, or in the potential for another clipper Wednesday night. All right. So, or is it Tuesday night? I'm sorry. Tuesday night into Wednesday. Yeah. But look at those feels like temps, minus 10 degrees. That's crazy. Now watch this. Watch as that moves out. Watch how quickly the warm air returns by Thursday. I mean, you're back to 60. Friday, which, by the way, I'm playing golf, 63 degrees Friday. Look at this down in Texas, almost 100 degrees. Feels like, you talk about a whiplash. I mean, it is just, you almost can't believe it to watch this animation of weather. You can't believe how quickly it goes from warm to cold to warm. It's crazy. And
absolutely insane.
It really is. So I just want to talk about this. Yes, we got the storms coming through tonight. They're going to be in Indy right around 10:45, 11 o'clock on the doorstep here across central Indiana. They're going to be plowing through. But behind that, cold, snow, very cold. In fact, it's going to feel painfully cold for March 15th standards. It's going to hurt cold, with this time of year type stuff. So I just wanted to show that. I will pull this back out. Matt, I am noticing a dramatic increase in warning coverage. Check that out. They're warning a lot of stuff now. I will tell you guys out ahead of this, I am personally very surprised that we do not have a watch here yet across central Indiana. I would anticipate that to fill in watch to be, I don't know. I mean, I can't believe it wouldn't be issued by 8:30.
I'm surprised there's not a mesoscale discussion. Like,
I don't
talking
think
about
nothing. I don't even have a discussion, but there will be a watch that fills in here. And so it is coming. We're not going to avoid the line of storms. It's not like it's not going to happen. Just trying to get you guys kind of prepared for that. It's coming. It's just, for whatever reason, taking their time.
New tornado warning. Yep.
Carbondale, Illinois. That's a decent sized city. I've been there. Pomona, Maconda. Some of these cities are so weird. Carterville along Illinois State Road 13. You
There's
see
another
backing
one
up
further
here.
north, southwest of Champaign.
Another new warning there. Let me go north. This one here.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. New tornado warning. Lovington, Hammond, Atwood, Garrett. That tornado warning is going to go for the next 29 minutes. It is radar indicated. It's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. That one will go until 7:15 Central. So Atwood, Illinois, Hammond, Garrett, Tuscola, Lovington, you're right up next to it. We'll go real quick here and just check the rotation scan on Clarity. You can see some rotation being indicated there in the southwest portion of that warning for sure, as it moves northeast at 50 miles per hour. So it'll be quick. The rotation, we'll just show it to you now, and I'll time this out for you, where we're at least watching that. We'll go right here. And again, we'll want to make sure we add or we deduct an hour for these times. Lovington is 6:52 Central. Okay. Hammond is 6:56. Garrett is 7:07. And Atwood, Ryder Atwood's probably about 7:05 Central Time as this tornado warning storm moves through the area.
And you can see it's just north of the south of that tornado warning where we have a bow. Bow's starting to develop a little bit.
Yep, let's turn that on there so we can see that. Yeah, boy, that's nasty looking. What kind of velocity data are you getting on that, Matt?
Well, I'm trying to look as we speak.
Looks like that severe thunderstorm warning is, let's see, for 60 mile per hour winds and nickel-sized hail. Again, guys, I just want to note. I want to notate to you a couple things here, real quick. I'll turn the drawing tool on. Right when that line of storms gets about here across west central Indiana, that's when the low-level jet starts to fire up. The wind risk, in my opinion, increases through here as the line moves northeast because of that low-level jet firing up. This is going to be right around 10 p.m. What I'm showing you here in that circle, it's going to start entering that circle right around 10 p.m., where I think that there can be an uptick or an increase in wind potential from the low-level jet. We got someone asking about Carbondale, Matt. What was it? Can you show rotation for Carbondale? Daughter is a student at SIU. I can. I'll come down here. I'll turn on the rotation for you on Clarity, which, by the way, anyone can do. And you can see there's a little bit of it. This storm is moving east at 55 miles per hour. I'll time it out for you, so it can give you an idea of when it's going to be in that area. If I can move it out that way, there you go. Carbondale, 7:12 Central. 7:12 Central arrival time. For that potential, the rotation can come and go. It can come and go, as you know, it can, in terms of concentration on that.
I definitely see some rotation on the velocity on that one. Looks like a nice little couplet.
Let's see what local radar looks like. Yeah, and you can see probably near Grand Tower maybe.
Yep, bingo.
Okay. Yep. It's funny too. This stuff out ahead here, it's just not doing anything. It's rain, and there may be some thunder, but it's not severe at all. You know.
New tornado warning just north of the Boot Heel, Missouri.
Yeah, it looks pretty nasty down there too.
Risco, New Madrid.
What are these moving at, Matt? 60 miles an hour. Yeah, these things, I think we're starting to see an increase in that jet, you know. So that whole line, Tiptonville 732, Caruthersville 722, Charleston 729. Again, I'm reading an hour behind because it's Central Time, guys. Carrillo 741. So that whole line making its way east there.
Little 55 knot low level jet streak, kind of in that little area.
I'm going to do something for you guys real quick. So you can see here as I turn this off the clear progression of really the area that is probably, this area here is going to be the area that impacts central Indiana. That's clearly what's coming. Generally, what are we thinking? 50 miles per hour here?
I think that's a good rule of thumb for speed.
So we can time this out just to get you an idea of the leading edge. Is all I'm doing here. Just an updated timing of this. I'll take it through Louisville. 10:33 Indianapolis. You know, it's that 10:40. It's that 10:30 to 10:50 time frame we keep getting for Indy. Bloomington 10:23, Terre Haute 9:12, Greenwood 10:40. Vincennes 9:25 Eastern Time, Jasper 10:15, Louisville around 11:50, Bowling Green around 11:41, Paducah 9:05, which would I think be 8:05 Central.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see the general movement of this with the Indy. Muncie around 11:17 or so. So man, I just love the way this looks. I think this looks clean.
It's awesome. It really is. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It'll be available to the Clarity Home Premium users early next week when we push it. So super exciting. Well, there's an MD for Western Tennessee. They still know how to issue MDs. They just haven't issued one here. You know, they know how to do it. We haven't seen it yet. Just FYI, I talked my team out of issuing a watch for us. And I did that because I thought we'd see one by now, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too.
The Clarity app, the team wanted to send you guys a watch 35 minutes ago. Listen, with or without a watch, it's coming. Let's just keep it easy, okay? With or without a watch, it'll be here. It's right there. It's not going to miss us. We're going to get storms. Just keep, if that helps you any. So,
Michael, there is an unbelievable amount of severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings right now.
Yeah, let's turn them on. Let's fire them up here. Ooh, is that Bush or what was that?
A nice cold beer. No, just a little energy drink for us.
Little ghost action. All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have. Gosh, that's a lot. That's a lot of warnings, Matt. I don't even. There are an active 50 total tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings if you count them all up. New tornado warning just issued. Let me get back to it. Here in Illinois, should be popping any moment. Just south of this one, near Mattoon. There it is. Let's bring this out here. That's a tornado warning for the next 35 minutes for northwestern Coles County, east central Moultrie County, and Douglas County in east central Illinois until 7:30. It's moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. It is a radar indicated tornado, but nonetheless, you can see where that warning is. Rotation you can kind of see this, Matt. MRMS really kind of been
I think
pretty
it's picking up on
consistent
it
there.
well. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm looking at the velocity on my end, and I see two distinct areas of rotation with both those tornado warnings.
Here's some arrival times for you all, just so you can see that. Allenville 6:57. Again, we're going to deduct an hour for Central Time. Arcola 7:10. Humboldt 7:08. Tuscola 7:13. Any cities any closer here? I don't see any showing up closer. Atwood 7:04, but that new tornado warning looks like the biggest city is Arcola, and that's going to be a 7:10 arrival if you're in Arcola, Illinois. Humboldt is pretty small, but it's a 7:08 arrival out ahead of that. So you can kind of see again both areas there. This is the rotation layer of our data in Clarity. So it's trying to indicate where the rotation is. We go back to radar. The leading edge here of wind is moving a little bit faster. In fact, I may need to, let me redraw that here just so, I'm going to use a different color here just to make it a little bit easier to see. There we go.
It's a nasty looking line right there.
It
Another
is, man.
tornado
Yeah.
warning just issued further
Uh-huh.
to the north.
In northern Illinois.
Yep, by about a county or so north of those two.
Yep, there it is. Okay. Let's see if we have rotation on that one as well. A little bit just starting to show up near Deland, southwest of Mansfield. It's just appearing. This one's moving tornado warning until 7:30. That is northeastern Piatt County, northeastern DeWitt County, and southeastern McLean in central Illinois, and then also northwestern Champaign County. That one's going to go until 7:30 Central, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. I'll go ahead and give us did I say 60, Matt?
Yep.
60. And again, I'm just timing out the leading edge because that's where a lot of this is the impacts are going to be. Mansfield 7:01, and then Mahomet 7:06.